Alright, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Alright. Alright, check it out. See if everything's alright. We're gonna give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh by Shem Shai. Double honor to the apostle, brother, Elder Greg Millstone. Show the one to the hope for the elect. Shout one. Check it out. See it. Right. So let's get right to it. So you see the type of open topics, the words of prophecy. All right.
Pretty quickly. So you wait.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
This is something that's been in the works for a few years. It's kind of I wouldn't call it the Holy Grail, but a natural advancement of the way that we pay for things. And this company has developed a microchip. Weighs less than a gram. It's smaller than a grain of rice, and they can implant it in your hand. Just the idea that you can now use a chip implanted in your hand to pay for things. It's being tested in Europe, but I'm sure it works. It's going to come to the U.S. pretty quickly. So you wave your hand over something, and all of a sudden it goes from whatever the balance is to zero. That's exactly crazy. Okay.
It would be me. All right. Hello. Yes. Hi guys. Kaylee O'Kelly here, ABC 15 Mornings, just chatting with our producer, Colin, in my ear, wondering how you're doing. Quick question for you. So we had this story much earlier. We've been on the air here since 4:30, and I believe it was in our 6 o'clock hour when we were talking about biohacking. This is a story I did back when I was in Dallas. It's been, I want to say 2016. There's a company called Dangerous Things. It's actually based in Seattle. I'll try to find a link to their website because it's fascinating. But they sell a lot of different stuff, including these RFID chips. And they're like the size of a piece of rice, okay? And they're inserted into the palm of your hand, and all of your information is on it, okay? Now, today's story is, I believe that it was released by a company out of Europe. They're pimping their technology. It's been around for obviously many years and sold stateside. But the thing is, with Dangerous Things, they sell the stuff, they don't implant it. But what's interesting about this is, on their website, Dangerous Things, they actually share where you can have the chip implanted. They've got a map set up. I mean, places in Texas, a place in Seattle, I believe, Portland, Salt Lake City, Denver. I'm just completely curious about it because obviously the technology has evolved since I first accidentally ran into it again back in 2016. My question for you is, would you do this? Again, swipe of a hand, little what looks like a piece of rice is implanted, not by Dangerous Things, but by piercing artists. Hold on, just a second. We're live on CW61 Arizona right now. Just a second. Right now, here at 8 o'clock, if you plan to travel this summer, keep those masks handy. We're talking about the federal mask mandate, and it was just extended. Would you do this for convenience? Just curious.
Alright, let's get right to it. You see? Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. Second 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure the time diligently in itself, And when I see past of thy son pass, which I told thee before, right? What I told thee before, thou should understand that it's the very same time was the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, right? Which he made. Skip down to 4, they should well understand that Most High spoken of those things from the day that was before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5, for like all that made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, right? The end is manifest. Now look at that word manifest. Let's look up that word manifest. Manifest.
Manifest.
You see here,
Obvious.
easy to receive, to understand, clear, self-evidence, or prove. What's this?
Clear.
Clear leads to no doubt. Obvious.
Plain.
Easy to perceive or understand. Clear. Let's go with this one.
Display.
Show.
Right.
Exhibit.
Right. How this. Okay, good one right here.
Declare.
Good one.
Transparent.
So right. How that's good ones. Go on, put this up. All right, let's go to verse 6. Even so, that time also the highest had planned the beginning and wonders and powerful works and endured affliction and signs, and everyone that should be saved should be able to escape by his work and by faith whereby you have believed. Right? It's again. 2 Ezra 9 verse 7. It said everyone that should be saved and should be able to escape by his work and by faith. And you have believed. Verse 8. Should preserve from the said peril and should see my salvation in my land within my borders, for I have sanctified thee from me from the beginning, right? From the beginning. 2 Ezra 9 verse 9, they should be in pitiful case when I have bruised my ways. They have cast them away, despiteful shall dwell in turmoil. Right? What's that? Yeah. Dwell in turmoil. So 2 Ezra 9 verse 7, and everyone that should be saved should be able to escape by his work and by faith whereby you have believed. Right? What have you have believed? What you have believed. Let's see. Let's go right to it. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. Habakkuk 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what shall I answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table, that he may run that read it. For the vision yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Thou it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, right? It will not tarry. Mark chapter 1, verse 15. And he said, the time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of our power is at hand. Repent yet and believe the gospel, right? Believe the gospel. Right. Believe the gospel. Oh, let's get right to the jump stop. Revelation 1 verse 3. Blessed he that readeth and hear the word of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand, right? For the time is at hand. Revelation 13 verse 14. It said, he deceiveth the world on the earth by the means of their miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, say to them that dwell on the earth, they shall make an image to the beast which beast which he had wounded by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image of the beast shall both speak and call that as many would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And he called all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Let's go to this one right here, Revelation 13. We're gonna look at that word mark.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
You see, stamp, imprint, mark. So the mark stamp on the forehead or on the right hand as the badge of the follower of Christ. Be the mark bound upon him or no. So the first one, it will say a stamp, an imprint, mark, right? Revelation chapter, what's that? That's what they get. Revelation 13 verse 16. He called all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and there no man may buy or sell. He that had the mark of the he that had the mark of the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 106. Right, the number. All right, let's go to Revelation 14 verse 9. It say, a third angel followed them and said with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the Most High, which pour out with mixture unto the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angel and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their turmoil ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who have worshipped the beast and his image, and whosoever received the mark of his name, right, of his name. As you see, this video did not bring the understanding that I want to bring. Oops. Let's hold on, let me see something right quick. Let's see if I can get some more of it. Bring it out. Get the detail of it. Hold on. So not too long. There you go. Let's get a closeout scripture. Let's go to 1 Peter 4, verse 7, verse 6. 1 Peter 4, verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Right? Watch unto prayer. 1 Peter 4, verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Right? Watch unto prayer. Revelation 22, verse 10, he say unto me, see not the saying of this prophecy, of this book, for the time is at hand. Right, for the time is at hand. Revelation 22, verse 7, behold, I come quick, blessed is he that keep the saying of this prophecy. I'm messing up. Revelation 22, verse 7, behold, I come quick, blessed is he that keep the saying of the prophecy of this book, right, of this book, Revelation 22, verse 10. And he said unto me, see not the saying of this prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. Right, for the time is at hand. Okay. Take 3 minutes of this. Hope this will be on point.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will
The MOTB, buy and sell.
surely come. It will not tarry.
Everything is going through computers, through debit cards. You know, credit cards. First it was gold, then it was currency,
Silver, yeah,
right? Then it was credit cards. Now it's debit cards. You know, then it's
What we found with our debit cards or credit cards is they've already now moved to the system, RFID technology where you just wave the thing.
Yeah.
Contactless.
Yes.
If you think about how we've been slowly creeping towards a cashless society, and if you think about how we've been conditioned over the years to simply swipe a card or to just tap a card, I mean, all you got to really do now is just remove the card altogether.
Now, you know how credit cards now have that little contactless chip, right? So you don't need to swipe. You can just tap your card. You don't need to swipe, right? So now you can get that implanted in your hand. You hold your hand over a sensor and boop, your bill is paid.
Just walk right up and beep.
Don't reach for your wallet at the checkout counter, because after your food items have been bag tallied and purchased, you will simply in the future scan your hand, which has a biochip in it, and debit your account.
And you would use it in place of your contactless credit
I'm
card.
sold straight away. So if I don't have to put my PIN in.
Exactly.
Because I like using my contactless. Sometimes it's like, you've got to put your PIN in. Oh, it's £31. No. I mean, if I could just
place your hand.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I
I mean,
think-
you've sold it to me.
So for many people, the idea is, the thing that really appeals, you go into your cafe, you buy your coffee, you waft your hand over the pad instead.
What would happen if you didn't need the plastic card? What would happen if you didn't need the plastic? What would happen if you didn't need the card? What would happen if you were the card?
This is the mark of the beast.
It's in there.
Why did you do that?
It's easier.
Technology?
Yeah.
Are you a scientist or something?
It's called money. It's the thing we need in order to buy and sell. And it's nice to have some. Can you imagine there ever being a time when men will not use money? A cashless society? Listen to this news media report, she says.
In some areas of the United States, pets are being tagged with microchips. Minka Chihuahua Mix is having an American veterinarian identification device slip beneath her skin. The microchip ID number is logged at a computer database with her address, so if she's lost, she can be scanned and returned home safely. But how far will science go? There's been talk about implanting microchips in people. One idea is to put the microchip in your hand instead of using a credit card. And all you have to do is run your hand over a scanner and they bill your ID number.
And they bill your ID number. Terry Cook, tell us, what's coming in the future in America?
This was the middle of 1995. A newscast on secular television, Oak Hills, West Virginia. A young lady was speculating about the opportunity to utilize animal implant identification technology. I have the videotape on this, JR. She is actually standing in a supermarket while doing this narrative. She's actually simulating, as she speaks, having a chip implanted in her right hand, and while she speaks, she scans her right hand over the supermarket scanner and talks of being able to debit her ID number with the chip in the hand. The point is, such a system has to actually mandates a cashless society. The condition.
That was it right there. I just want to bring that out. But yeah, that should be it. So we're going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shema Shah. Double honor to the possibility of the millstone. Shalom to them.